Welcome algebra students to your first video lesson. This is chapter 2A, which is equations, and we're going to start with 2.1, solving equations by adding or subtracting. These are the guided notes. We're going to do video lessons like this for your lesson, so you can stop and pause at any time if you need to catch up on the writing as well. Make sure that you put your name up here. I'm just going to put my name as Mr. A. Make sure that you write your name in order to receive credit for your work. So our essential question for the day is that I can solve one-step equations with one variable. Okay? So you're going to have practice problems after these guided notes that will also follow that. Okay? So this should be a refresher from past years and from 7th grade, but we're going to go through each one of these examples. So I have y minus 8 equals 6. So then I have to isolate the variable. And again, what I do to one side of our equation or one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. So I want to get y by itself. Okay? So I have to add 8 to get it by itself. What I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. These two cancel out to give me 0. So I'm left with just y over here. I bring my equal sign down. I know that 6 plus 8 gives me 14. Y equals 14. First one's done. We move down here. I have 3/7 equals W minus 1/7. So I'm dealing with subtraction here, so I have to do the opposite of subtraction, which means I have to add if I want to get rid of 1/7. So what I do to one side of this equal sign, I have to do to the other side of it. These two cancel out. I'm left with W on this side. I bring my equal sign down. Just a reminder that when we're adding fractions here, we have to have like denominators. So I have 3/7 plus 1/7. The bottoms stay the same since it's the same denominator. Always needs to be the same when we're adding fractions. I can add the top numbers though. 3 plus 1 gives me 4. So I have W equaling 4/7. Moving down to our second example. Sometimes you're going to end up with negatives, and that's okay. If we have negatives in our equations, we're going to simply make sure that they equal out for 0, or we make sure that we isolate our variable as well. We cannot have a negative variable. On this equation, I have y plus 8 equals negative 15. So what I need to do is take away 8 from each side. What I do to each side of the equation, what I do to one side, I need to do to the other. Positive 8, negative 8 cancel out. I'm left with just y on this side. Now I have negative 15 minus 8. You guys think back to your past days that we have going farther down our number line into negatives so that we can actually make this into an addition equation if we so choose. So it's negative 15 plus negative 8. I know that 15 and 8 give me 23, so I just make sure that it is a negative 23, or y equals negative 23. Moving down, we will sometimes have decimals that we will also be dealing with, okay? Again, I need to isolate my variable. I have 2.9 equals k plus 0.5, okay? I need to take away 0.5 or 5/10. What I do to one side of this equal sign, I need to do to the other. These cancel out. 0.5, make sure that I write it the right way. 0.9, take away 0.5 gives me 0.4 or 4/10. 2 take away 0 is still 2. So I have k equaling 2.4. Flipping over to the next page in your guided notes. We're going to do the example number 3 at the top. Sometimes we're going to have fractions that are also negative as well. Okay. So again, I'm going to follow the same concepts of what I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. I need to add 2/3 to each side to get rid of a negative 2/3. These cancel out. I'm left with m on this side of the equal sign. Now we can add these since they both have like denominators here. I have 4/3 plus 2/3. 4, I can keep the same denominator. 4 and 2 give me 6. I have 6/3. Now, I am also a smart cookie, and I know that I have 6 divided by 3, or 6/3, is the same thing as 2. So I know that my m is going to equal 2. Sometimes we'll have word problems that'll match up in our algebraic equations, or one-step equations. So let's read through this one for example 4. A person's maximum heart rate is the highest rate in beats per minute that the person's heart should reach. One method to estimate maximum heart rate states that your age added to your maximum heart rate is 220. Using this method, write and solve an equation to find the maximum heart rate of a 21-year-old. In this equation, they gave it to us. Again, we need that one method of the heart rate states that you should add your age, or your maximum heart rate plus your age should equal 220. Again, we have age for A, R is our maximum heart rate. Let's first start by writing this example out. Age plus maximum heart rate is going to equal 220. Now we know that we're trying to find it for a 21-year-old. So our 21 is going to sub in for our age. I'm going to rewrite the rest of the equation coming down. I'm left with 21 plus R equals 220. Now I need to isolate my variable here. My variable is R, or the maximum heart rate. So I need to take away our positive 21 from this side as well as from this side. These two cancel out. I'm left with R on this side of the equal sign. I have 220, take away 21. You can do this via calculator, or do it long ways traditionally as well. Let's try it the traditional method for this time. I'm going to take away 10, give 10 here. 10 take away 1 gives me 9, left with 1, take away 10 here, gives me 11, 11 take away 2 gives me 9, I drop the 1 down, I'm left with my heart rate of 199. Make sure that you are completing the notes or the practice problems for this set of notes. If you have any questions, make sure you rejoin me in the Google Meets or send me a quick email. Thank you.